so as we were growing up, music was always there. We just...
Had you formed a band at that point? Were you
we
into that?
Yeah, my brothers. I don't know if you heard of the Young Lovers back then.
Because we've heard of the famous, famous Young Lovers.
Yeah, the Young Lovers. That was my two brothers. They formed a band with another family, the Tanuvasas, and a couple of other friends of theirs. And I was mucking around. My friends were having our band, It was like the Bee Gees and the Westlife. So our Westlife, we had the Bee Gees over there.
Were you wearing the same clothes as the Bee Gees there?
And then it was like my dad. So yeah, they were in the Young Lovers for a couple of years, and then my dad saw and said, "Hey, how come you two you playing the guitar? Here's that guy there's playing the drum. We're gonna get a band together." So we formed a family band.
Oh.
Yeah, we formed a family band, and then we sort of got on there and done the circuit, done the Sivas. Back then it was the Sivas, not Socials. Socials didn't come in. This was back in the early 80s. Yeah. So we were there with the Five Stars, we were there with the Rainbow Band, we were there with the Bears that you hardly hear of now, But back in those days when we were doing all the dances and all that, it was like the Five Stars. It was like our band was called the Beautiful Four then after the Young Lovers. So yeah, so it was like that in that time. It was good days of in the band. So music was always there. And then it went on, and so it was just like we had different journeys in our music. Like after this band, we sort of formed another band, and then we formed another band, and so but we just carried on with the music. But back in the days of the Young Lovers, that was an awesome era. That era there, because it was like there was no alcohol involved in the sivas and that. You just come and you siva until it's all finished, eat the supper, go home. That was it. When the Socials came in after, it was like a lot of trouble. Alcohol got in the scene here. So we also done that. Done the Socials.
Came through that era
as well, yeah. So yeah,
How come do you think it changed?
Was the alcohol?
But what was the...
I don't know. Back in those days now, it was like unheard of. It was just like Sivas. No one drank. No one came in drunk. It was just...
But that was the culture.
I think, yeah.
But
I think...
I know alcohol changed the thing, but how did someone say, let's have alcohol?
Do you think us Islanders adopted the Kiwi drinking culture? Do you think we took that on? Because...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
That's what I was thinking.
Probably,
because we went... if you go back to Samoa and that, there is a drink culture now.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that back then you just go and siva into afu and then go have something to eat and then go back home.
Yeah, that was it. That was the Sivas back then.
Who was organising the Sivas? Because I remember Socials when we used to go as our church trying to fundraise for money.
Yeah, it was all fundraising.
Families trying to fundraise for money.
Yeah, it was all fundraising. Either church fundraising or family fundraising. It was all that. So, they'll call us, and we done weddings and 21st and all that sort of stuff. But, so it was mainly fundraising, families and all that sort of stuff, yeah. So it was really good back in those days. So the Young Lovers, when the Young Lovers were on, they were on fire back in the day. They would play from Friday, Saturday morning at weddings and Saturday night. So I was like, I hung around at times because just in case the drummer didn't turn up or the bass player didn't turn up, so I'd go in there, doom, doom, doom. And my brother would go, "Hey, play it properly." So it was like I used to be under a lot of pressure under my brother when we used to. But that was my, when people look at me and say, "Oh, you're part of Young Lovers," and no, I was just like
the backup.
Yeah, the backup, the one boy, sort of thing, yeah.
When you talked about the circuit,
yeah.
What were because I remember. So my parents, they talk about meeting at the Orange Club, just up there, just near Koba Pass. What were the you said about the circuit, the places to go. Us Westies, we only know one place in this, the Siviki, the rec centre, but they don't do anything there now. But what were the places back then that that you would love to play at and always used to sell out? I mean, just always have really good.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of gigs at the St. Joseph's Hall.
Oh, Greyland?
Greyland.
Yes. They still have the same brick. I got a photo of my dad and I knew straight away.
Yeah.
But I said to my, who's the lady? Because that's not my mum. But I know the place where you're at, it's St. Joe's because it's so distinctive.
So there's St. Joe's down the road was Whituau. these are the Samoan whetuao, so we used to play a lot of sivas for that church. There was Mataanga down, I think, Leighton, Whakasa,
Yes.
and there were other places. Freeman's Bay, there was a community hall there that we used to play quite
It's
a
still
bit.
there, eh?
Is it still
Yes.
there? Yeah. St. Paul's, we played a few times there at St. Paul's
Oh,
College.
okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of places, and then so that was like weddings and 21st, and then you had the night ones like they had the Family Neville on the K Road. I don't know if you remember the Family Neville. Okay, Family Neville, and then they had Club Polonaise down at somewhere in town there. It was owned by the Parkers, Dave Parker and the Parker family.
okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of tarofa. There was tarofa in Grey Lynn, just down the road from St. Joseph's. And then you had South, and you had Manhattan's.
Yeah.
We played a few times, in Manhattan. So it was a bit everywhere. The Forge out in Papakura. Then you had some of the places I can't even remember.
Yeah.
When we used to, and then you got the Cosy clubs. Then you got the RSAs, and then you got. So we've done all that, covered all that.
You know when you're doing the RSAs, the Cosy clubs and that, because, sorry, I was just sitting here thinking, they must have just played a lot of Samoan songs, or Samoan music, played, specialised in Samoan music, but you would have had to be really broad because
Yes.
you had to go to you can't go to the Raza and sing a Samoan song there because there's going to be a lot of ex-army vets going, hey, what are these guys doing,
exactly,
you know?
exactly. So everywhere we went to, we had a set. We had a set of songs. Like we played at RSA, we played a lot of rock and roll, a lot of cha-cha, and a lot of samba, and a lot of where all the old people get up and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we've got a song list. So we knew for social, here's our song list for social. RSA, Cosy Club, RSA, Cosy Club, still the same. So so you played different accordingly to what they wanted.
To the crowd.
Yeah, to the crowd.
Yeah.
And the crowd would just, they'll come to us and say, oh, got any Dean Martin? What? So I'll give it to you the next time, So they'll come aboard. So we had to, thank God our music went back to the days of Frank Sinatra, Engelbert Humperdinck, Tom Jones, Elvis Presley. So we could cover a lot of that, yeah. And each of us had a certain voice range. So if it came to Elvis, Engelbert, that'll be me. And then my brother would do like the Bee Gees, that sort of, yeah. So everyone had their own selection to suit the range of their voice, yeah. So
I remember when I was younger. On my mum's side, all my cousins on my mum's side, they're much older than me and my sisters. So I remember when I was 5 or 6 years old, we'll be going to their 21st, and we'll be going to these places like the Mandalay. Did you guys?
Yes.
Did you guys play
We
at the
played a
Mandalay
lot at the Mandalay, yeah.
in Newmarket?
Newmarket, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the places.
Yep.
Would it be a wedding or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. We played quite a bit there at the
Motu
Mandalay.
Samoa was a big one too.
Yeah, Motu Samoa, we played there
Always
as well.
A lot of 21st there.
Yeah, because at the back there they had the hall.
Yeah, it's
Every
funny
day.
because I just remember going there as a kid to all these 21st, but just playing tiki with the
Yeah.
the young kids.
Catching kisses.
Yeah, Motu Samoa, yeah. We had, there was in 1983, there was the opening of the South Pacific Games.
I remember that.
Yeah, and they were looking for a theme, a song. So there was a competition out for any band they wanted to compete. So it was us, it was a whole lot of other, I think it was about 20 bands. And we actually took it out. And for winning, we got a free trip to Samoa, to the opening of the...
To perform it?
And to perform it as well. So we got that opportunity. So that was...
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good achievement for us, back then.
Did you fly Polynesian Airlines or?
Oh, bro, I think it was...
Were they up? Were they?
I think it was Polynesian Airlines.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know what, 737 back then. It's one of these... oh, my gosh. Back in those days. But, yeah, so we've done some good stuff.
That's a crazy story. Do you still